Hey guys, before I start this review, I'd just like to give you guys a bit of a heads up because I talk about the 1986 Transformers movie quite a lot in this review. I actually give out a lot of spoilers if you haven't seen it, so just a heads up. But other than that, I hope you enjoy this HASLAB Unicron review. Later dudes.
Nobody summons Megatron!
Then it pleases me to be the first.
One simple childhood memory that I cherish is sitting down in front of the TV and watching cartoons. There were so many creative cartoons released while I was growing up, but for me there was one cartoon that stood head above shoulders with its creativity. And that cartoon was Transformers. First airing in 1984, the Transformers cartoon was so fascinating, introducing some really cool looking robots called Autobots and Decepticons. Upon the release of the Transformers TV series that very same year, we got some entertaining and impressive Transformer toys with their engineering and mechanics. And a year later, we even got a Transformers movie. This movie really shook things up for Transformer fans. The Transformers movie introduced new characters and said goodbye to fan favorites. The Transformers movie introduced one unforgettable new character due to his size. This new unforgettable face was called Unicron, voiced by no other than Orson Welles. Most Transformers turned into a car, or even a jet. With Unicron's size, he could transform into a planet. Up until now, Unicron was the biggest Transformer to hit the screen, but he wasn't the biggest Transformer toy to hit the shelves. Of course, they never released one for him. A few production photos of a Unicron toy in the works can be found today, but they were scrapped for a few reasons. Unable to make Unicron the tallest Transformer toy being one of them, until now. In 2019, Hasbro did a crowdfunding to make a Unicron toy. Stock images were shown, and the first thing noticed is this Unicron toy is colossal. I was really impressed, so I happily backed this project, and here it is. The box for Unicron is pretty cool, showing off Unicron's dead head floating through space. Let's open the box and see if this project was worth backing. Included we have instructions, a stand for Unicron, Unicron's head, and we also have some interchangeable faces. You can have Unicron looking normal, and you can give Unicron a battle damage look. But this face underneath is my favorite, Skeletor Unicron. Check out all the detail going on. You are able to move his eyes side to side with this feature on the back of Unicron's head, which looks pretty cool when you put on the battle damage face. Through his shattered eyes, you're able to see the eyes move side to side. Pretty creepy. Underneath the stand, you're able to store the face that you are not using, which is pretty handy. We also have his rings and spikes. Included we have what looks like parts that clip into Unicron when he's in robot mode. We also have the Autobot shuttle and two of the smallest Transformers representations I've seen. Here we have Galvatron. In the Transformers movie, Galvatron was previously Megatron, but Unicron reborns a dying Megatron, turning him into Galvatron, which is a pretty cool scene in the Transformers movie. And here we have Hot Rod, who ends up destroying Unicron. These guys are pretty small, so I guess it gives you an idea on how big Unicron measures to a Transformer. If you have seen the Transformers comic titled The True Face of Evil, both of these guys look like a great representation of the robots that Unicron is holding on the cover. Both Galvatron and Hot Rod can be displayed on this acrylic stand included that can also display Unicron's head and the Autobot shuttle. When you have everything displayed on the stand, it looks really cool and Unicron's head can still move around. Let's set up the planet mode. Wow, this looks unbelievable, but setting it up in planet mode was not easy. For starters, the instructions really didn't help me out with how I'm meant to sit Unicron on his stand. You need to pull apart the planet and insert the stand and put it back together basically. I'll forgive the instructions cause right now I am blown away by how insanely amazing this looks in planet mode already. The detail looks so awesome. I gotta say, with Unicron's head displayed next to him while he's in planet mode, it looks like a work of art. I had no preference in how I wanted to keep this Unicron, but seeing him in planet mode, I'm almost sold just to leave him as is. It's such a sight to see in person, and pretty much looks as menacing as he did in the cartoon. I had a few ideas of where to display this Unicron in my room, but I was limited to just my desk due to the stand hanging over the edge of everywhere I wanted to keep him. So keep that in mind if you wanted to buy him and just leave him in planet mode. But man, does this look impressive in person. It's definitely a centerpiece and it looks like a high-end collectible. I actually left Unicron in planet mode for 24 hours and I really didn't want to transform him, but I gotta see what he looks like in robot mode. And here he is. Transforming Unicron from planet mode to robot mode was actually fun. I did come across a few hiccups along the way, but I got there. Overall, it took me about an hour and a half to transform him from planet mode to robot mode, and my first impressions of Unicron is...
Excellent.
It's so much to take in because the size of this transformer is mind-blowing, but wow, is this guy impressive. Here's how Unicron looks from behind, and here's how he scales next to a Shogun warrior. In robot mode, this guy has so much articulation, and of course this guy has ratcheted joints. You can move his wrist all the way around, his knee bends, his legs have a swivel, his arms have shoulder and elbow joints, his ankles can bend, his wings can move around, and you can even move his horns around. It's just endless when it comes to how you can pose this guy. But posing this guy can be a little bit tricky because he's pretty heavy. I also mentioned before that this guy has ratcheted joints, and I'm pretty sure my neighbors are aware of this as well, as it's pretty loud getting him in that pose that you want. And yes, this guy can pose freely without the stand and secure. Upon writing this review, Unicron has been in robot mode on my desk for a week without the stand, and I can safely say he's pretty secure without the stand. I'm still working out a pose to display him in, as I really do like him in robot mode. Of course, it does show off a lot of detail on him, and it's pretty cool representation on how he looked in the Transformers movie.
We shall witness its dismemberment.
It may look like there's a lot of the same shade of yellow on him, but it's hard to pick up on camera, but there are different shades of yellow all over him. In the movie, they show off the mechanics inside of Unicron, and I really like how they added some of that detail to his legs. When Unicron is in robot mode, there's a lot of kibble on him. There is a way to take it all off, but honestly, I like it. It just looks like Unicron has armor on. Being that this is a very expensive toy, there are a few things that I wish that were added to make this guy really shine. For starters, a light up feature for Unicron's eyes and wings would have been a nice feature. Another thing that I wish was included is another Unicron head different to the one that can be attached to Unicron. When you display Unicron in planet mode, the acrylic stand looks awesome with everything displayed on it right next to him. But when Unicron is in planet mode, the stand looks useless without the head attached to it. having something extra to display on the stand would have been nice. One thing that is upsetting is I'm a little bit unlucky with my Unicron, as it does have a scratch on his chest plate. But other than that, I would say this toy has exceeded my expectations. When I displayed Unicron in planet mode, I just could not stop staring at him, and in robot mode, I was blown away by the presence of him. I just get a kick out of looking at this guy. He's a work of art, and I'm really glad that I backed this project. While I backed this Unicron, another Unicron toy was made that looked really good by a third-party company called Studio Cell. The only setback was, this Unicron is a lot smaller than the Hasbro version, but the detail looks really good. Later on, I'd definitely like to pick one up one day. My advice to people who are interested in purchasing this Unicron toy is make sure you have room for it, because it is gigantic. As for me, I'm still undecided on how I'm going to display this Unicron in either planet mode or robot mode. That's a choice I gotta make soon, because this guy is taking up a lot of space chilling on my desk. I hope this review has helped you make up your mind if this figure is right for you. Later dudes.